Alright. Okay. So, I remember I just did the review on the first Godzilla movie, Gojira, just yesterday, and now look at how deep we are into the Godzilla series. We went from Godzilla, King of the Monsters, with Gojira before it, to Godzilla Raids Again, to freaking Destroy All Monsters, all the way, all the stuff in between, the King Kong vs. Godzilla review, and you guys, you know what, you guys are douchebags. You might look at it like, I don't know, like I'm not taking it seriously, or like I'm stupid at reviewing, or like it's not that great or anything, but I take great offense to that. But honestly, I just let your opinions bounce off of me. I don't care, because I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really excited, and I honestly am really, really just freaking happy to be right here, right now, reviewing Godzilla 2000. The only thing that I've ever reviewed, the only video I've ever made that I honestly recommend not watching, that I would rather you not watch, is Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. That video, please don't watch it if you're watching this and haven't seen that. It's thinking, like, oh, how bad could it have been? It wasn't really that bad. There's just no point in watching it, and I didn't feel like redoing the video. So just watch that on another channel, I guess. That's the only video that I really, honestly don't want you to see. Alright, and if you have seen that already, then I really apologize. Alright. Just crappy bad quality video. Alright, so basically this movie literally is, like kind of a, I don't know. Alright, so basically the Godzilla 1998 movie was, so bad, they say, that it literally brought Godzilla out of its retirement. The Heisei Godzilla series was the last of the Godzilla series. Godzilla freaking died. Spoiler alert. I should have said that before I said that. And it was just over, okay? Like, that was it. Blammo. End of story. The book closed. It was just cut off there. Like a freaking axe just flew into the series, alright? And it separated it. All blood ties were just cut off, and, Godzilla was gone. And then they made an American remake, and the Americans promised to stay faithful to the Godzilla series and make a lot of movies and make a fantastic Godzilla character and make a fantastic Godzilla movie. And they failed, big time. They made a movie that was a blockbuster from the same people who made Independence Day, but the real Godzilla guys said that this wasn't a Godzilla movie. They said this was shit. So they literally brought the Godzilla character out of retirement and made Junior, the little baby from the past movies, grow up. Well, there's a lot of controversy about whether or not that's true, but Junior grew to be the next Godzilla. And they designed this Godzilla really cool. Alright, so he's got big, long spikes that are sharp. Before, his spikes were all wobbly and, like dull, but these spikes are sharp, and they're long, and they're stiff, and they're in place, alright? And this suit was relatively real. Realer than any suit that I've seen before this, really. Alright, it's real tight, real put together, real muscular, a new Godzilla, a bulky Godzilla, the start of Millennium Godzilla. This movie was made in 1999, alright? And this is honestly, I want it to be one of my favorite Godzilla movies, but it's just too slow. Alright, really great movie. The effects were pretty great, but it's just really slow. I mean, they don't show the monster until the very end of the movie, so, yeah. My uncle's, he's a Godzilla fan too. My uncle, I was going to watch this with him, because he hasn't seen any of the, Millennium ones, really. He literally, his response to me saying they don't show the monster until the end was, "That's just gay." Which, I know that's kind of offensive, but I think that's just funny. I was like, it's overall a good movie, and he's like, well, I like to hear the bad things about the movie first, so I should know if I should watch it. What's the baddest thing about this movie? What makes this, what could possibly make people not like this movie? I was like, they don't show the monster until the end. He was like, what? That's just gay. So, yeah, I don't know. But this is debatably a fan favorite. I liked it. The monster was cool in it. I'd say go check it out. The Godzilla design was cool and stuff. Just a great movie. This was the first Godzilla movie to use CGI, besides the big CGI Godzilla 1998 movie. This was the first real Godzilla movie to really use CGI. And I think it played out well. I think they actually did a good job with this. This movie was just, Godzilla 2000. I mean, that's all you can say about it. It just came back, kind of like the way Heisei Godzilla kind of appeared out of nowhere. did that and just made a new Godzilla and resurrected the series. So I'm grateful for this series, and I thought it was pretty awesome. So there's a couple issues to discuss. I'm pretty sure I can make videos longer than 3 minutes and, well, longer than 4 minutes on the dot now, because before I couldn't. But if this video doesn't upload, then you're not watching this right now. If you're watching this right now, obviously it uploaded. So I'm just going to discuss some issues. This might not even upload, whatever. There was a guy who basically let Godzilla kill him, and there's a lot of controversy about whether or not he meant to get killed or why he let Godzilla kill him or anything like that. It was kind of like a social commentary in there, and I heard it was the director explained it or something, but I'm not going out of my way to find that information about that. So, whatever, but the whole time, you kind of get a feeling about this guy that is, like, I don't know, like, my one friend was watching it, he said, don't you just have a feeling this guy's head's just going to, like, ooze off and he's going to be, like, a monster? I honestly, at the time he said it, I was like, what the hell are you talking about? He's just a guy. But I think he was something weird. There was just some evil feeling about him, but of course that didn't happen. But I don't know. But basically, this is my first long review I've done, which probably won't even upload, but obviously it's good news if you're watching this, because it uploaded. There's a lot of, dark areas in this movie that I'd really kind of like to fill in. Alright, it pretty much just starts off as like a family driving, and Godzilla appears out of nowhere and is like looking into the car or whatever. This Godzilla is a good Godzilla. He's not just randomly rampaging through the city. He is good, alright? And this was made in 1999, I said that already. So, this is the new Godzilla, and this series is still connected to the older series. And that's proven because later on in the Millennium series, there's like flashbacks from the first movie and stuff, and the first movie's tied in with Heisei Godzilla, and the Heisei Godzilla and All Monsters Attack and stuff are, tied in with the new Godzilla movie coming out. And, of course, they're tied in with Final Wars because that was the last Godzilla movie. So, and the monsters from those other movies were in Final Wars, which had Millennium Godzilla, which it's all kind of complicated, and if you can't follow what I'm saying, sorry. But all I'm trying to say is that it's the same, story and same connections. Alright, so this Godzilla is pretty awesome. And, honestly, there's a lot of people that hate this movie, really, because people actually we thought that they hated Godzilla 1998. People loved this so much. When Godzilla 2000 hit American theaters, people went to it expecting it to be a sequel to the American 1998 film, and people left the theater because it just wasn't the Godzilla they were looking for. They said the effects were bad, and it was a cheap, terribly put together movie. Now, I think that's a little harsh to say because I really like these movies. But I can see where they're coming from, because Americans are over here with, relatively good CGI and weapons and stuff, and over in Japan, they're still using a guy stomping around set in a suit. I prefer that sometimes, because I like classic effects, but I can totally see where they're coming from. And maybe they should have done that 1998 sequel, but I don't know. I think it's the best for what happened. I think what happened was the best because fans would have just had more of a reason to bitch if there was a sequel. Because people always post pictures on Facebook and Instagram about there was going to be a sequel and what it was going to be like. And people are always like, no, not that piece of crap. Oh, I would die if they made a sequel. The sequel, I read the script. It was actually going to be pretty awesome. And there was a cartoon series spin-off of that and all that, and like there was a baby Godzilla survived at the end and stuff. Maybe the reason that Godzilla died so easily was because he was just a runt. There were other eggs there too. It wasn't Godzilla himself that got nuclear radiated. It was, well, it was the mother, and the eggs became the Godzillas.